This season, Colin, the fleet-footed philosopher, and Andrew, the jelly jester, embark on their greatest adventure yet, conquering the original marathon route in Greece. This is Idiots Go Running, Season 3, The Road to Greece.
So, Andrew, it is episode 3. Episode 4.
It's episode 4. What an awful start. You see, normally in the podcast, I start it. And so you took me a bit aback there when you start saying, well, and then you've mucked it up. So let's try this again. Well, Colin, how are you? It's episode 4. How are you keeping? Tell me a bit about you.
Here we go again. Andrew, I'm feeling fantastic, right? We have to change up the start of our show because it starts the same every single time, and you cut me off to go back into the same old rigmarole, Andrew. You've got to think of something new.
People want to know how you're doing, and you're meant to ask me how I'm doing.
Yes. No, in all seriousness, Andrew, I'm not long back from a run, hence I'm wearing my Andrew branded cap. I found this brand, by the way. I'm not long back from a run, so out of the shower, a bit of a mess, stuck a hat on, and it's Territory Run Company. So they are Territory Run Co., which kind of stands for company. So yeah, so I'm wearing their gear now, and it's really nice gear. And I was able to give you some of the gear, wasn't I?
In the last podcast, because now we're doing video podcasts, so if you're listening to this, brilliant. And if you're watching us, even brillianter, maybe, I don't know. But in the last podcast, I was wearing one of the t-shirts. So you give me a t-shirt, you give me a hat. I think I've got the hat. 1 second, it's just under here. It's in my running stuff. I've got like a wee running shelf now that's just below my desk. Which Andrew's turning into a real ultra runner now. You know you're an ultra runner when you have a box with Savalon, antiseptic cream, deep heat. I don't have any of them. I have none of them.
Yes, but you give it all away. Who'd you give it away to? So Andrew give all his extra stuff thinking he's never going to do this again. So I used to have a small box of all antiseptic creams and, gels and all this stuff. Now I've got a massive box of lights, gels, hats, gloves, everything you need when you're going for a 100-mile race. And yeah, that's just waiting Andrew here.
This is very disappointing, Colin, if you can hear me. I can't find it. 1 second.
Andrew's all about suspense.
So after that, I can't even show you because I've got a box. As Colin said, at the end of the Northern Ireland 100, the 108 ultramarathon we did, I kind of remember the following week, I give you a big box of stuff, of stuff. Here's me. You work away because I'm not running again, or certainly I'm not running that distance again. And the bits and bobs that I did keep. So I have a standing desk here. There's a box under it. There's several boxes. Most of them is my wife, but there's one box which I'm allowed, and this is my running box. And there's not much in it, but my hat's not there, Colin. So
no,
it's a real nice hat. It's like yours, but different.
See, for episode, it'll be 4, 5, 6, 7. It'll be 7 or 8. For the next episode, which you're on, I think we go back to the standard start. What do you think?
Oh, what's the standard start again?
You just coming on and saying, well, Colin, how are you? And then we just go into a normal conversation instead of rummaging around, looking for hats, hitting your head off the mic. I don't know. It's very, very, very unprofessional of you, Andrew.
That's why I'm only on 1 and 4 podcasts there, or 1 and 3, Colin.
Well, Andrew, how are you?
I'm doing the very best, Colin. Thank you very much. As we're recording, it is Tuesday, the 19th of November. And Colin, have you got your Christmas tree up?
No, I don't have my Christmas tree up. And I seen someone who had posted a picture of their Christmas tree in November. And do you know what they did?
It's still November, Colin.
Yes, yes, I know it's still November. But they posted a picture of Christmas tree and it goes, everybody's sending in their Christmas trees. Here's mine. And they sent a picture of, do you know the door where you go up into your roof space?
I do.
They sent a picture of that to say, my Christmas tree is not down yet. Ours is not down yet, Andrew, because we are normal people and are just getting over Halloween.
That is brilliant. Well, do you want to ask
your
me
tree up?
Well, Colin, thanks for asking. This will come to no surprise to you or anyone else that knows me. Maybe you don't know me, but the first 4 minutes of this podcast, it will come to no surprise. Yes, Colin. Yes, the 5th of November, we got our tree up. Could have been the second, which was a Saturday, but we're out that day. So our tree's up. It's absolutely fantastic. Now, last week we talked about Lego that's behind me. We've got Christmas Lego. That's all I'll say about Lego. So we don't want to turn into a Lego podcast. But with Christmas Lego, it's up to, we're in the Christmas mood, the Christmas spirit. That's all good, Colin.
Yes, because Andrew, your wife has, and I just find this absolutely atrocious, your wife has Lego plants.
Yes, Lego plants, she does indeed. Yep. So, which is brilliant because I don't have to buy flowers anymore because she's got the Lego ones. So I don't have to buy my wife flowers now because, well, Lego ones are for all year round, not just for Christmas.
But Lego plants, I just never got Lego plants. Normal plants give oxygen into the air. They do so much more good for your health being around the house. Bits of plastic in a pot. I don't know, Andrew. And the soil is Lego, crumpled up Lego. Is that right?
Of course it is. It's all Lego. So the soil is like wee mini Lego bricks. So it's fantastic. It's really, really nice. And we've actually got 2 Lego plants now.
And how's your training been going, Andrew? That's your Lego out of the way.
Right.
That's our new clothes out of the way. How's your training been going?
So, as people of the podcast probably know, we are training to do a marathon in Greece at the start of March. And it just hit me yesterday, actually, Colin, when I was in the sauna, because I think in the last episode I said, I'm not running this year. I'm not running. And I'm going to start running in the new year, but I am going to the gym. I'm doing well at the gym. Well, I think I'm doing well at the gym. I'm going about 3 times a week, maybe sometimes even 4, Colin. At the end of each session now, I end up in the sauna for about 10 minutes, and it's fantastic. So just yesterday, I thought to myself, right, we're going, is it the 3rd of March we leave? We're traveling down to Dublin, and we're going Dublin to Athens. Is it the 3rd of March we're going?
Yeah, 3rd to the
7th, I think.
7th, 3rd to the 7th, yes.
3rd to the 7th. So that made me think, if I start training for a marathon, and this is where Nick, that's going to be a brilliant podcast because Nick's back and Matt's back, Colin.
Yes, they are.
First we see of them this season. So if you're thinking of tuning out, completely understand. But if not, stay for Matt and Nick. So Nick will find this interesting when it comes to marathon training. So if I start training for a marathon at the start of the new year, that only gives me 2 months to train for a marathon, which probably isn't ideal. And this hit me in the sauna that I thought, that could be cutting it tight. But then I had a revelation in the following minute in the sauna. Do you want to hear about it, Colin?
I would love to hear about and I'm thinking 2 months of training for you, Andrew, is loads of time training for you. Like, if you were to train for 1 week, I think you'd be doing better than the Northern Ireland 100. So, Andrew, crack on. Tell us your revelation, your epiphany.
So, you nearly hit it in the head right there, Colin. For the 108-mile ultra marathon, I trained 4 months. 5 months. Sorry, I trained 5 months. Okay, for 108
Andrew trained. Andrew trained 5 months.
We'll use training very, very loosely. So that's about a quarter of the distance. Going to Greece, that's about a quarter of the distance I have to run. So what's roughly a quarter of 5 months?
2 months.
Just
1 month. 1.5.
Just over 1 month. So really, I'm overtraining by training 2 months because if with everything in comparison, everything equal, I should be training just over a month. I'm actually doing 2 months training, and that made me feel so much better about my training.
Okay, so we've got tempo runs, we've got relaxed runs, we've got maybe some like marathon paced runs. Like, what's your training plan looking like, Andrew?
Well, it's I do 1 mile on the treadmill a week, okay, and it's at a 10-minute pace. It's not actually a 10-minute pace because I ease myself.
Sorry, you say you're going to do 1 mile a week on a treadmill? Is that your marathon training?
Up until the new year. Yes.
That's okay. I do want to clear that up for listeners. I'm really going to push myself for this here marathon. I'm going to train 1 mile a week on a treadmill.
No, up until the new year, at the gym at the minute, I'm doing some weights, upper body, and then I'm doing some walking lunges with weights, and then once a week I'll go on the treadmill for 10 minutes and I'll knock out a mile, and that's me until the new year. And you might be thinking, why am I not running between now and the new year? Are you running? You are running. You just said you've already ran today, Colin. Yeah,
I'm just back from a run today, Andrew. I'm actually, well, I suppose. Do you know what, Andrew? This is a good time. You're talking about training, marathon. This is a good time, I think, to throw in Nick Weston. What do you think? Shall we throw him in right now?
It's always a good time to throw in Nick Weston. Let's roll the jingle.
Here we go. Volume up.
So here we are, season 3 of Idiots Go Running, and I've already listened to the first couple of episodes.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm looking for my hat while I'm listening to Nick.
Do you know what? This will be visible while Nick's thing's in the middle.
Well, right. Sorry. I really want to find my hat now, Colin. So I do.
I was getting the thing, and I looked up, and you were gone. I was going, well, I have to start this again.
I've got, you know, where you lose something. I've got to be in my bonnet. Well, I do, because I've no hat, I've no bonnet. I really want to, right, roll the Nick again.
So here we are, season 3 of Idiots Go Running, and I've already listened to the first couple of episodes, and what an amazing adventure this is going to be for you guys, Colin and Andrew. Super excited to hear what's to come on this journey, and I'm glad to be back for Nick's tips. But given the fact that you're going to be running the original marathon distance in Greece, I feel like my tips need a bit of a marathon leaning to them. So here we go. My first tip is really about acclimatization, because here I am in a lovely autumnal wood in the grounds of Belfast Castle, and guess what? It's pretty chilly, and in Greece it's not going to be cold. So how do you prepare your body to run a marathon in the heat? Now we all know that Colin, he's the runner, but at the minute he is pounding the streets of Belfast in the dark, in the cold. He might be fit, but his body is not going to be used to the heat of Greece. So who's got the answer? Well, it's Andrew. The man without a plan has, of course, got a plan. He's in the gym. He's, taking it easy on the treadmill, doing a few miles, watching YouTube. And, of course, he's running in a lot warmer conditions than it would be outside. And after he's finished his run, he goes and gets in the sauna. And the sauna is a perfect environment to replicate those warm and probably, sort of dry conditions that you're going to be finding in Greece. So he's getting his body prepared and acclimatized for running in the heat, whilst poor Colin thinks he's doing all the right things, but he's too cold doing it. So I would say anybody looking to run a marathon in the heat really needs to think about doing some treadmill sessions with maybe a couple of extra layers, and using the sauna as well, not to run in unless you're absolutely mad, and getting some real, well, just spending some time, I guess, just with your body at a slightly uncomfortable temperature. So hope you find that useful, and looking forward to seeing what's to come in the next few episodes.
Oh, that's brilliant, Colin. That's brilliant. And you'll not wipe the smile off my face. Can you believe that? Nick's first tip, and I'm nailing it. I'm doing it. And I actually, after all that's been said and done, I'm ahead of training compared to you, according to Nick.
You are the star of the show, Andrew. You are the star of the show, and you seem to just turn up and do everything right. But I don't know what to say, Andrew. I went out for a run today, and it was for a reason. You mentioned about my training today. It was like an ice cube. The run was cold, and it was hard.
Very cold here in Northern Ireland. The last week, the winds have changed, and there's a chill in the air, and it's cold now. And you know what, Colin? That's one of the reasons I'm not running. Right? There's a few reasons I'm not running, and first of all, see, in the morning, It's dark, right?
Yep.
It's dark. See, at night, not even night, in the evening now, even before the evening, it's dark, right?
Yep.
And I don't want to sound a bit like a wuss, but it's a wee bit scary when you run in the dark. You know, I'm near the countryside, and dark, you know, it's not ideal to be, right? Oh.
You're not near the countryside.
No, I'm on the edge of the countryside. I am. If I walk this way out my house, in 30 seconds, I'm in the countryside. If I walk this way, I'm not.
You never go the countryside way, because the countryside, it's a big dangerous road and there's no footpath and no nothing.
No, if I go straight, there's halfway down, the streetlights halfway, this is going on, but there's halfway down the streetlights and it's pure dark. It's really, I remember a few years ago, I'm around a few years ago, so it must have been, I don't know. Anyway, it's dark. What I'm trying to say, it's dark. Not even is it dark, Colin, it's cold. You've just said so yourself. It's cold.
Yes, cold.
I don't like running in cold. It can also get a bit icy. So if you're not running in dark, you're running during the day and it's cold and sometimes it's a bit icy. Whereas in the gym on night, well, Nick said a few mile. So it is a few mile if you add it up over the month. So it's nice, it's warm, and then you go into the sauna and it's brilliant. It reminds me of Spain, just without the running or the suntan. So now in the new year, it's still going to be dark and it's still going to be cold. But then I'm going to have to do a bit more running, and that's when I'll have to get my leggings on and my snood thing on and my hat on, if I can find it. So that's one of the reasons. But when Nick was saying that, I was well, you seen my reaction. I was loving it, Colin, because I'm nailing this first tip. I am absolutely nailing it.
And I suppose that's why you're not running on the streets, because you're trying to get yourself acclimatized. Is that right? Not because it's cold and dark. It's actually pure training plan.
What's what cold and dark? If I'm being honest,
this is like a conversation. So I go to bed and I dream, and when I dream, all I can think about is if I was talking to David Goggins. I think this is what it would be like talking to David Goggins. You just sound exactly like him, Andrew.
Oh, I don't know. I think if I had this conversation with David Goggins, I don't think it would go well, Colin. I don't think David Goggins would no, it wouldn't go well. I like David Goggins. It's brilliant books, brilliant guy, some character, but you know, does he train during the winter? Maybe he doesn't. He does, doesn't he? But
he does, because someone said to him, this winter arc. Have you heard about this winter arc, Andrew?
You said something about it the other week, yes.
Yeah. So there's this winter arc where people are like, I'm going to train through the winter because I'm hardcore winter arc. And someone once said to Goggins, so are you doing this winter arc training? And apparently Goggins said he doesn't do winter arcs. He does full circle, 360 degrees all the way around the year. He trains all through the year, no matter the cold, whatever it is. But
yeah, well, me and Goggins have got that too. I'm the same as Goggins. I train all through the year with my circle too. It's just my circle goes indoor for part of the year.
Most of the year. Well, apart from the one or two events you do every year.
Yeah, well, that's true. So that's how my training's going, Colin. How's your training going?
Yeah, my training's going good. After a few runs, I had a wee bit of a niggly injury, and I'm currently listening to a book called Running with Sherman. So if you listen to a previous one, Andy mentioned about this book, and I thought, that sounds really interesting, running with a donkey. And I thought, I've got experience of running with a donkey, Andrew. Honestly do.
That's I appreciate it, but no.
What are you joking? But so they're trying to run with this donkey, and it's like there's this study where I think it's a guy, Zeke, in the book, has issues, and he's a swimmer, and his endorphins get so high they're like a drug. So when he goes out running and he comes back, he's just constantly needing the next hit, which is a bit like me. So my training, I've got no real events coming up, and Andrew, I was so high at the start of the year, and now I'm kind of slumping down into Christmas, where it should be a happy time of the year, Andrew, and I'm going, I don't really have any events. I have to still run and I have to still train because I'm still looking for that endorphin hit, Andrew. And that's what this book talks about. Part of it is how sometimes it's like a normal drug where you can overdose with endorphins and you just want more and more and more. And it can actually lead to the other side of it, which is a come down. So, Andrew, I'm currently on a come down. It doesn't sound like it. On a come down of my running experience this year, of my training. And another book I'm reading, Andrew, is Marathon. And I said, this would also be a bit of a history podcast, didn't it?
You did.
And you're up for a bit of a history podcast, Andrew, are you?
Well, as long as it's a short segment. No, I don't mind a bit of history, in fairness, Colin. So histify us with your knowledge.
So, Andrew, if I have a jingle, I'll roll it right now. Here's a jingle.
It's history. Yeah. With Colin. Yeah. He's no historian. Nope. But boy. Yeah. Can Colin. Yeah. Use Google search engine.
It's a great jingle, Colin. That is a great jingle because we love jingles here on the Idiots Go Running podcast.
And we're going to bring a jingle section to the website, which is going to be like a full album of jingles. Short, sweet, snappy jingles. So, the marathon wouldn't exist without hoplite armor, Andrew. Do you know that?
I did. No, I'll have to say what the other big Colin.
So the Persians got defeated in the Bay Marathon, which was the first battle of the Greco-Persian Wars. Okay, the first battle, they got defeated, and they got defeated because the Greeks came with this cracker armor, Andrew. It was really strong, super strong armor where you could probably get round the side and kill the people by getting round the side of the armor because they were so slow to move. But the Greeks actually lined up and their shields covered the person beside them, and they created a big wall with big long spears, and they were able to beat superior numbers of the Persian army using their techniques and their hoplite armor. That is the segment of history over, Andrew. The marathon wouldn't exist without hoplite armor. If the Greeks didn't win that, you wouldn't have the run, you wouldn't have the Bay Marathon to win, the run to Athens. Marathons wouldn't exist without hoplite armor. There you go.
Hoplite armor and then the big shields. You know what I was picturing when you said about the big shields?
Go for it.
Black Panther. So in the film Black Panther, the Wakanda army, that's what they do too, Colin. So they all come together, but they futuristic shields, and they just zoom, and they all come together and link in too. So that's something similar too.
Yeah, but except this has actually happened. This is real, and this isn't Marvel.
And I know, well, this happened in the film though, so it did. So it's real in the film.
Well, there's also a film called 300.
If we want to go a bit further, like they were trying to, your guys were trying to feed, or not your guys, but the Persians. This is aliens and stuff, Colin. Like this is Thanos and his whole army. They were trying to protect. They weren't even trying to protect Earth. I know you're not a big Marvel fan. Now I'll educate you. Roll the Marvel jingle. No, we're doing the Marvel jingle. They were trying to protect half the galaxy, half the universe, Colin.
And did they protect it, Andrew?
Well, I don't want to spoil it for someone, but Infinity War is a great film, and then it sets up Endgame, which is another great film, so I don't want to spoil anything, but that's a more complicated question, Colin, for another day and another podcast.
And Andrew, that's like, so we spoke about the hoplite armor and the marathon, and in Wakanda and Infinity Wars, and you know, like the marathon run, we're going to be running from Marathon to Athens, and that's going to be a marathon distance, isn't it?
You would think so, Colin. You would think so. 26.2 miles.
You would think
that's
so.
Well, I hope so, because that's what I'm training for.
That's what you're training for. Well, Andrew, you might actually now be overtraining even further. So, Matt is back with a new jingle. Roll the jingle.
Welcome to Matt's Facts, the segment where even idiots can sound smart, or at least attempt to. So lace up your trainers, because now it is time to train not only our bodies, but our minds.
So how long is a marathon? Well, originally, the legendary run from the Battle of Marathon to Athens was approximately 25 miles. You can look into the history of that legend. Interesting stuff. But in 1896, when the modern Olympics became a thing in Athens, to pay homage to the original marathon distance, the race was set at 25 miles. And it continued to be 25 miles for nearly a decade, a little more than that. In fact, the first Boston Marathon was 25 miles, just under, actually. So why the change? In the 1908 Olympics, which were held in London, the Queen of England at the time insisted, very close to the end of the planning process for
the Olympics that the race start at Windsor Castle, specifically within viewing distance of the nursery of the royal family, so that her children could see the start of the race. And then for the end of the race, she insisted that the finish line be directly in front of her viewing box, which in total, I believe the start in front of Windsor Castle to moving that added about a mile. And then the change at the end within the Olympic Stadium was nearly 0.2 of a mile. So 1.2 miles added to 25 miles. Now you might be thinking, it's only 1.2 more at that point. Not that big of a deal, right? It was actually pretty controversial because all of the runners had trained for 25 miles. And in fact, the first person to cross the finish line in that race, he was an Italian runner. He had collapsed multiple times through the last stretch of the race, and he was actually helped across the finish line by officials, which later led to his disqualification. So it was pretty significant. And if you're thinking, wow, that is a long way to go, 25 miles, 26.2 miles, they're both long. And for good reason, you should respect the distance and respect the rest that is required as a part of the training also. Had to throw that in for Andrew.
Well, there you go, Andrew. Respect the distance and respect the rest.
Oh, I respect both with equal measure. And I have to say, Matt, thank you. So that was brilliant, Colin. I did not know that. I didn't know any of that. I just thought it was 26.2 miles. So which then means if we're running the original marathon route, are we only running 25 miles?
Well, I suppose, Andrew, we said this, we're running the original marathon. So if we're going to run the original marathon, Andrew, I think we've got to do it right. It's got to be a 25-mile marathon. I don't know what your thoughts are. Do you want to technically run a marathon in this day and age, or do you want to run the original marathon route?
Do you know what? I want to run the original marathon route, but I think we should add that extra bit of VAT either at the start or the end just to get it up to 26.2 miles, Colin. So we'll run the original run, but then we'll also run a wee bit before or a wee bit after just to make it up to 26.2 miles.
How do you see us doing that, Andrew? Do you run around in circles?
I don't know. We'll just see where we end up, and then we'll just look at our watch and we'll go, there we go, and then we'll run until it hits 26.2.
Does it end in a stadium?
I'm not sure. Now there is actually there is an original marathon route that has actually just been held, I think, in the past week or 2 weeks ago. So it's in November. I know we're running in March and we're running it unofficial, but there's an official one that actually Dean Karnazes, friend of the show, he actually ran the marathon there, the original marathon route in Greece the past week. So there is one. So I think it ends in the stadium, and I think it's 26.2 miles. So we should maybe just go to the website, see the route, and just nick it without paying the entry fee. Obviously, we don't get our medal for it, but just run their route. Does that make sense? Because then it's part of the original, and then they've added a bit to it.
Is it the original? I don't know. We should really do more research. Instead of focusing on wars and hoplite armor, I think maybe we should look at actually the route and the trail and figure out where we're going.
Because all we've done, Colin, is just book tickets and told everyone we're going. We haven't even booked accommodation yet.
We haven't even booked accommodation
for the past 2 months now. So we're real. And 2 weeks ago, I said, Colin, you sent me like tons of links on WhatsApp, and I said, Colin, tonight I'm going to look at that. I didn't look at it that night, Colin, and I forgot about it until this very second.
The last one's this like open apartment space. Well, it's really cool. It's really modern. It's really good value.
What, Colin? Let's do it tonight. All we'll have to do, there's no deposit. It's a free cancellation. Let's just get it booked tonight. Let's get it booked tonight.
I think so. So we've told everyone we're going to Greece and we're doing the original marathon. And all we've done really, Andrew, is book flights and got in touch with, been emailing Dean Karnazes. That's all we've done. That's all I've done.
That's a good start. So that is a great start. And we should say, if you're watching this, you'll see Matt, or if you're not watching this, Matt and Nick have actually sent videos of themselves. So not only can you see us, you can see them on the video podcast too. So Matt, Nick, super to have you back, and thank you so much for recording yourselves. That's a real treat if you're watching it on the video version of the podcast.
And also, not only can you see Nick in this episode, but we've got Nick coming up next as a guest, Andrew, on the show, because he didn't say no.
That's right. The past 2 guests have been fantastic, by the way, Colin. As you're probably aware, me and Colin come together for 1 and 3 podcasts, and then Colin takes himself off and records guests by himself. But I throw in a question, so I'm not left out. And it's a good job you do. It's not the 2 of us, Colin, because we've only had 2 podcasts, and I've been late on both occasions. It's taken me a wee while to set up. So it's a good job I'm not involved in them, or it probably wouldn't happen. So next guest. So we all know about Nick, and I can't wait for that, because I'm really excited about them, because I don't hear them until they go live. So I'm just as excited to hear those interviews. And who's after Nick then? I found it. I found my hat. It was in my box.
Andrew's
so
found
it was.
his hat. There you go. So
my kids have been wearing this. Just wait. I found the hat, Colin. It's like yours, kind of.
Yeah, but no. So we have three hats on, 3 or 4 hats, 3 hats, Andrew. And this is Territory Running Co. The hats are really light. They're really airy. They're like the peaks aren't too big or too small. Sometimes when I get running caps, Andrew, the peaks are so small. And I don't like that about them. They look good back to front as well. But yeah, so these are nice. I love, and I'll definitely be going back for more of these hats, and their running jersey, their tees, their technical t-shirts. I think they're called long haul tees, are really light. And Andrew, I went out for a run, and I actually didn't wear any Vaseline, and I've got no nipple chafing. So if that doesn't tell you they're good t-shirts, nothing will. Back to our guests. So next guest, I think, before I was really interrupted by you looking for your hat, is John Calabrese from America, and he loves the Barclays. And the guy Laz, who runs the Barclays, there's another one called, not the full Barclays, it's the Barclays Classic, it's called, Andrew. And he talks about how it's so, what would you say? I think you can do a marathon distance and a 50k distance, but he goes into all that detail, Andrew, and he talks about when he finished the marathon, he had to put on a squirrel outfit, Andrew, and he pulled up to a takeaway in a squirrel outfit. So he's a really interesting guy, really fun, full of life, full of energy. And once again, Andrew, these podcasts are working because these guys are getting up in different time zones, and early in the morning or late at night, someone's sacrificing sleep on one end of the pond, Andrew. So really exciting guests. I love chatting to all these people, and I'm learning so much. And hopefully we're teaching people more about running this podcast.
And a bit of resting too, Colin. Don't forget about the resting.
We've had Nick and Matt on the show. Nick's coming back on the next episode. John's on after him. What do you want to talk about, Andrew?
Well, we're back in December, and I am planning to do a run with yourself, the Santa and Elf run, and we don't know how that's going to look. We don't know how long it's going to be. It's going to be fun. It's going to be banter. And until the next episode, Colin, my name's Andrew.
And my name's Colin.
And we'll see you next time
on Idiots Go Running.
You're meant to say idiots, and then I say go. Or
Idiots Go Running.
We'll see you then.
Have you got the music?